Good morning. Today we have with us Eileen and Sean from the Australian Institute of International Affairs. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Eileen, the AIIA, what is it and what's the background to it?
Yeah, so the AIIA is the national think tank in Australia, and its aim is to promote the understanding of international affairs across the country. So it was first established in Victoria in 1924, and it became a national organisation in 1933. So we now have branches across the nation in each major city. And usually in Victoria, every week we hold events on different areas of international affairs. So it ranges from academic experts to foreign diplomats who are visiting Australia. And each year we try to hold a study tour to a different country.
So you're going to Sri Lanka this time, is
Yes,
that right, Eileen?
we are.
Sean, what's the objective of going to Sri Lanka?
Yeah, this is quite an interesting time for Sri Lanka, I think, and one of the reasons for choosing Sri Lanka, our last tour was East Timor and prior to that Myanmar. And why Sri Lanka is because we saw that Sri Lanka is an emerging economy, an emerging country which has come out of a conflict of several years, as well as we feel like there's a new buzz in the country, and we thought that this would be a great opportunity to take a group of Australians through to Sri Lanka to understand Sri Lanka on a very deeper level. So we've gone on tours for cricket, and I'm sure you've been there several times in that capacity, and even politically, but this is an organisation that prides itself on its apolitical nature, as well as informing the diaspora as well as the community on international affairs and issues. And particularly Sri Lanka, it's going to be an interesting experience because we're going through a whole diverse sector of both the politics, the economic structure, and as well as the social experiment that's happening where people are there's a lot of reconciliation happening between the communities, and this is something that we want to find out firsthand. And some of the meetings that we're having are going to expose a lot of this that we could bring back to Australia to inform us as an organisation, but also inform the community in Australia.
As well as you missed out on the tourist factor.
Oh,
I think
of course,
Sri Lanka is a fantastic
definitely.
place for tourism. Eileen, are you looking forward to the tourism factor and going to Sri Lanka the first time as a tourist as well?
Yes, absolutely. So we get to visit tea plantations and the elephant sanctuary. So I'm particularly interested in those, and also visiting the north of the country, seeing an Australian aid project and seeing how, as Sean mentioned, the grassroots, are picking up reconciliation and rebuilding society after the conflict.
I hope you got your hiking books because you're going up Sigiri as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Sean, when you get back, how would you inform the people and will the public be informed?
Sure.
And I believe you got some high-level meetings in Sri Lanka.
Indeed, and this I have to specifically thank the High Commissioner, Mrs. Kandakumar, as well as the Consul General, Mr. Prasanna, for their efforts in setting up these meetings. I have to say that the access that we've gained for the tour is fantastic. We'll be starting off with the tour of Parliament, meeting the Honourable Speaker, as well as moving into the domains of meeting the head of the Reconciliation Commission, as well as the head of the Constitutional Reform Commission. So there's very high-level aspects that we're going to actually dwell into and learn more about in terms of where Sri Lanka is taking itself through to a new era of peace and reconciliation as well as development. Some of the other meetings we're having is with the governor of the Northern Province, and he will be showing us around the reconstruction efforts post the conflict, particularly in the north as well.
So we go down south as well, or we come in the whole
Unfortunately,
whole
we wanted to fit that in, but in terms of the time and space, we've covered most of this historic part,
Yep.
which is, so we'll be going to Anuradhapura, Dambulla, as well as Kandy, and we'll be having an interreligious meeting in Kandy, so trying to see where the perspectives of the interreligious dialogue in Sri Lanka has happened and how it has affected the social fabric of the country. So, but unfortunately, we haven't made it to the south as a group, but there's a lot of us going down to Galle.
Enjoy the beaches.
Exactly, as part of the holiday.
I'm sure
break
Eileen will
of
love
the
the
tour.
beaches.
I
down
have
there.
1 night free, and I'm heading around to the beach.
Yeah, you will enjoy it. When you come back from Sri Lanka after this fact-finding report, being the #1 think tank organization for fact-finding in Asia Pacific, what's it going to benefit Sri Lanka or how?
So when the delegation comes back to Australia, we'll be looking to publish a report that will look at the political, economic, cultural and social aspects of Sri Lanka. And in league with the Sri Lankan Foreign Ministry, the Australian Institute of International Affairs will present the report back to the Sri Lankan diaspora here in Australia. And we hope that that's going to create and enrich greater ties between the two countries.
I think that's going to be a great benefit for both countries. Investment-wise, tourism-wise, people will get a better view of Sri Lanka. Thank you for being with us this morning, Eileen and Sean. Have a great tour, I would say, not a holiday, or maybe a holiday.
As well.
And catch up with you when you get back.
Thank you, Sally.
Great, thank you.